toothpaste again start shining. Identify the metal. Silver. Why do the metal X turns black?
Auxiliary is a form of auxiliary is formed in the
Name the phenomenon.
oxidation.
Corrosion. Name the black substance formed and write its formula.
CuO.
Silver sulfide Ag2S. A yellowish colored compound X is a photosensitive material. On exposure to sunlight, it gives a grayish substance Y and brown fumes of a gas Z. Identify X, Y, and Z. Again, repeat the question. A yellowish colored compound X is a photosensitive material. On exposure to sunlight, it gives a grayish substance Y and brown fumes of a gas Z.
So AgBr.
Very good. Silver bromide AgBr in the presence of sunlight. Y is silver and bromine is the brown fumes. The reaction is named photolytic decomposition. Name application of photolytic decomposition.
Use for black and white photography. Black and white photography.
Black and white photography. What happens when hydrogen gas is passed over the heated copper oxide? Write the chemical equation. What happens when hydrogen gas is passed over the heated copper oxide?
So copper plus hydrogen.
Copper plus water. Identify the type of reaction taking place when barium chloride solution is mixed with copper sulfate solution. When barium chloride solution mixed with copper sulfate solution, a white PPT is obtained.
Double displacement and proximity.
On heating copper powder in air, the surface of the copper powder turns black.
Photolytic decomposition reaction.
On heating copper powder in air, the surface of the copper powder turns black. Reduction. Copper plus oxygen, copper oxide. Oxidation na reduction? Reduction and oxidation. Write chemical equations for the reaction taking place when magnesium reacts with dilute nitric acid.
Mg plus
HNO3 nitric acid. Then MgNO3 whole 2 magnesium nitrate plus hydrogen. Sodium react with water.
Plus H2 NaOH2.
Na sodium hydroxide plus H2. When sodium reacts with water, sodium and hydrogen and sodium hydroxide is formed. When zinc reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid, when zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid, dilute hydrochloric acid,
ZnCl2 plus H2.
ZnCl2 plus
H2.
H2. A nonmetal gains electron to form anion. What do you mean by this statement? A nonmetal gains electron to form anion.
Has balance 5, 6, 7. So the non-metal gains electrons from the metals having electron magnitude.
Bubu?
Sir, non-metals have valence electron more than 5 in their outermost shell.
Good.
So they need they gain electron to complete their octet.
Very good.
So they form an
Ionic next. Why melting and boiling points of ionic compounds are high?
because
Because intermolecular force are high.
The ionic compounds have a high melting and high boiling point because large amount of energy is required to break strong interionic attraction. Why ions move freely and conduct electricity in the molten form?
Because they are free electrons.
Ions are free electrons, so they conduct electricity in the aqueous solution.
What is roasting?
Roasting is a process in which copper glands are sulfide glands are purified. Sulfide ore is
Sulfate ore.
The process in which sulfides are heated below the melting point in the
in the
absence
presence of
of
oxygen.
presence of oxygen. Presence of excess oxygen.
Calcination.
The process in which carbonate ores are
Carbonate ore
heated
are-
below its melting point in the
Absence
absence
of
of air,
oxygen.
oxygen,
or lack of it.
or limited supply of air is known as
The metals in the high reactivity series are extracted by which process? Electrolysis.
Electrolysis.
What is cinnabar?
Cinnabar is the
Ore of mercury.
What are gangue?
the unwanted
The unwanted
substances in
substance.
the ores.
The unwanted but undesirable impurities like soil, sand, etc. found in ore are called gangue or matrix. What is copper glands?
Ore of copper.
Ore of copper. Copper sulfide, Cu2s. What is the thermite reaction?
When
When
iron
iron
is
is reacted with aluminum oxide
To
to
form iron.
Iron oxide with aluminum to produce
Iron
iron.
and aluminum oxide. We used to repair broken railway tracks.
To join railway tracks or cracked machine part. Next question. What happens when zinc carbonate is heated in the absence of oxygen?
zinc
Zinc
oxide.
oxide is formed.
Zinc oxide and carbon dioxide is formed. Name the process.
Roasting.
Calcination. During extraction of metals, electrolytic refining is used to obtain pure metals. Which material will be used as anode and cathode for refining of a silver metal by these processes?
So pure silver.
Impure block of a silver metal.
Pure silver is placed in anode or
Impure block of a silver metal is placed at anode. At cathode, pure thin strip of a silver metal is placed.
and the solution is
Solution of the
Silver nitrate,
salt solution.
salt solution of a silver.
silver.
A teacher asks her students to identify a metal M. She gives them the following clues to help them. Its oxide reacts with both hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide. Name the metal M.
Zinc oxide, aluminum oxide.
Aluminum oxide, zinc. Sulfide.
It does not react with hot or cold water but react with steam. It can be extracted by electrolysis of its ore. Identify the metal. Aluminum. Because its oxide reacts with both acid and
acid and
base and to produce salt and water. Write the chemical equations for the reaction of the metal with HCl and NaOH. Aluminum, when aluminum treated with hydrochloric acid HCl,
Al2O3 gives AlCl3 plus
LCl3 plus 3H2. What would happen if the metal is reacted with iron oxide?
Iron oxide, aluminum, pure
Aluminum oxide with iron. In which unicellular organism food is taken in at a specific spot?
Plasmodium.
Paramecium. Where do parasites live to obtain their nutrition?
In host.
Host, very good. Which organism takes in food particles by forming finger-like projections? Good. No. Association is liver is known as the master gland of the body. Reason is it secretes bile juice.
So A is also B, and is true. Option
Then liver is known as the largest gland. But association is false. Reason is true. Option?
Option C, B. No, B. B is true, but I is false.
What would happen if hydrochloric acid is not secret?
Then it will not create a acidic
Acidic
medium for the
medium. Protein digestion.
Hydrochloric acid is very acidic, but does not erode the inner lining of the stomach wall because the mucus protects the inner lining of the stomach from the action of acid. What is the function of the enzyme pepsin?
It digests the
protein.
It digest
protein.
protein. Good. What is the composition of a gastric juice? Good.
So 3:1.
Hydrochloric acid, pepsin, and mucus, which are present in the stomach. How water molecules absorbed by roots from the soil liberates oxygen?
By the element.
Water absorbed by roots from the soil is transported upward through xylem to the leaves and then to the photosynthetic cell. State the role of pancreas in digestion of food.
It produces bile juice.
Pancreas produces digestive juice which contain enzymes like trypsin, pancreatic juice, and amylase for the breakdown of protein, fat, and carbohydrate respectively. Name the enzyme which initiates protein digestion in human beings. Pepsin in the stomach. What causes movement of food inside the alimentary canal? What causes the movement of food inside the lining of alimentary canal has muscles which contracts rhythmically to push the food forward. This movement is known as peristalsis movement. A person suffering from liver disease is advised to avoid fatty and highly acidic foods. Give a reason why each of the foods mentioned should be avoided by a person suffering from liver disease.
Because the bile juice is not properly secreted.
Correct. Bile juice is
Not correctly.
not go.
And excessive use of
If liver disease occurs, bile juice
is not
In not
well.
The bile salt break large globules of fat into smaller globules, increasing the efficiency of enzyme action. When a person suffers from liver disease or when a person's liver is affected or damaged, then the bile will not be produced in adequate amount or sufficient amount, and fats will not be digested properly. So that is why fatty foods should be avoided during liver disease or when liver damaged. Which structure regulates the exist of waste material in the human digestive system? Anal sphincter, but word আছে সেটা বুঝিয়ে দিই। State the role of pancreas. Next, in an experiment, saliva is added to the test tube containing pieces of bread. What will be the result?
To carbohydrate converted to
Sugar.
Sugar.
What do you mean by emulsification of fats?
Convolution small.
Large fat globules are broken down into small fat globules by the action of a bile juice. No. Which blood vessel carries the deoxygenated blood from whole body to heart? Vena cava. What does the term double circulation signifies? The blood goes through the heart twice during each cycle, known as double circulation. Why are the walls of the ventricle thicker than the walls of atria?
create pressure.
Ventricles have to pump blood into various organs with high pressure, so they have thicker walls than atria. What will happen if we are injured and start bleeding?
So platelets.
Platelets will help to clot the
Blood.
area.
What will happen if platelets are absent in the blood?
Clotting will not.
Clotting will not occur at the site of injury. Which mechanism plays an important role in transportation of water in plants during daytime?
Transportation.
Transpiration pool plays an important role
At daytime.
at night. Root pressure plays an important role in transportation of water in plants. Out of xylem and phloem, which one carries materials upwards as well as downwards?
Xylem.
Phloem. Only upward? Xylem. Why have plants low energy needs?
Because they don't have to perform any vigorous activities.
Why is blood circulation in human heart called double circulation?
The blood enters 2 times in one circle.